On this final episode of Home Shop Swap Garage, Big Boss Man reveals his new custom hood project. Body Guy and his painter finally prep and paint the Fiero. Interior Guy puts in the final touches on the interior. Once painted, the car is assembled for the big reveal to Big Boss Man. The Fiero goes out for its first drive in years, and Big Boss Man gives us a more in-depth look at everything that went into making this Fiero a modern GT car. Put your seatbelts on and take one last ride with us as we wrap up this project in our final episode of this automotive unreality show. Lost Not Forgotton's Home Shop Swap Garage.
What's up, body guy?
Aren't you done yet? Interior guy? You're almost as slow as I
Pump the
am.
protein shakes, will you, body guy? Just give me a hot second. Dang.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Anyway, Big Boss Man called me up. Said that secret hood project he was working on, it's done.
Oh, the hood is
He
done.
wants me to add it to the parts painting pile so we can get that done on the car. And that's why I'm here. It's all yours. By the way, wasn't really being sarcastic. Actually just being funny. Anyway, it's fine. I mean, the body is mostly sanded. I'm just waiting on the hood. Once I get the hood in, I can go ahead and prep it for paint. And then, instead of me painting it, I was thinking about having... Oh, that must be him now.
What? That is sweet.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Like, oh, that's gonna look so awesome.
I agree with interior guy. That is pretty sweet. I can't even express it in words.
Thank you guys, I appreciate the enthusiasm. Yeah, this was actually a fun project. I'm glad that it's done. The best part is there's a how-to video coming out soon. So I recommend like this video, but also if you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see the upcoming video on how to build your own hood scoop for a Pontiac Fiero, as well as a bunch of other how-to videos I have in the pipes. But, body guy, I'm going to leave this for you. You can take care of it. I'm going to take a quick peek in this car. No, there is no checking out the top. This is a restricted area. Top secret. And I agree with interior guy. Go relax. Okay. No, I'm good. I trust you guys. Complete faith in what you're doing. I can't wait for the big reveal, but I'm going to go ahead and clean up and catch a movie. Alright, body guy, I'm gonna let you go ahead and grab the hood. Alright, interior guy. I'll see you later, big boss. Check you later. See you guys. Big boss man, you go take it easy. I'll go take the hood.
Yeah, that's gonna look real nice. How about that paint? I'm gonna have to make a few phone calls. Hey, how's it going? This is all the panels that got pulled off the car and sanded for paint, including our option B hood and our option B deck. The only thing left on the car is the rear quarter and the roof. Other than that, this is going to be a complete body off paint job. And the fun part is, this is going to be painted off-site, and the people that are going to paint this for me will be here shortly to help load the panels up. I'm really excited to come down to home stretch, and I can't wait to see what these look like painted their new color. Slight change of plan. As you can see, the original idea was to tow the car out to be painted, but we're going to paint it here. The garage is wrapped in plastic. I'm in the process of prepping the car. We're going to set up an area next to the car for all the loose panels to be painted, and I think it'll turn out really good. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the car in plastic and finish prepping it, and we'll get it ready for primer, but I think it'll turn out really well. I was able to get Aaron, a painter, to stop by my house and start primering the car, as well as the loose parts. After letting that sit for about 15 minutes, we applied a second coat of primer. Once the second coat of primer dried, we then lightly sanded the car and the parts with 600 grit sandpaper to smooth out any texture or dirt nibs in the paint. I'm really excited to see how this hood will turn out. It's exciting to know that the paint process should be done within the next 24 hours. Well, what was to only be a day later to paint turned into 7 months, but who's counting? We're back on track, and the car is finally getting paint. The game plan is to paint the car and some of the parts one day. The next day, when they're dry, we'll move them out and paint the rest of the parts. That should prevent overcrowding of the garage with the overabundance of parts we have. The color is going on and looking beautiful. Once we got 2 coats of color down, it was on to clear coating. We applied 2 coats of clear coat as well. Alright, we have half the car painted. We're going to do the other half another day because it's getting late and we're having issues with bugs of all things. So, see what we can do about buffing them out and salvaging it. It's not too terrible, but there are a few. But for now, clear coat's on, it's dry. We're going to go ahead and peel off our tape and check this thing out. Oh wow, body guy. Oh hey, interior guy. This looks so good. You did this?
Oh well, I
can't
didn't
believe
actually
you did
paint
this.
I mean,
You did
I
a good
didn't.
job. I can't believe
Yeah, but you see, I
you were
actually
able to
didn't-
pull it off. This looks fantastic.
Honestly, I really didn't.
I give you props, body guy. Yeah, I'm amazing. What can I say? I painted the car and it looks great. You can paint a car. Actually about ready to back it out because, I mean, only half the car got painted and I still got to do the other half. Yeah, I guess before you back this thing out, do you mind if I pop in another steering wheel, add one custom upholstered, and I think it'll just really kind of complete the look of the inside. Sweet. Yeah, go ahead, swap it out. I'll move out the other parts and I'll do this when you're done. it's been a long time waiting, and we are finally ready to paint. I've gone through countless delays with painters, and I am just going to finish this up myself. So let's see how I do. Now before you keyboard crusaders hit the comment section of this video saying, "Wait, body guy, you need to add reducer to that paint before dumping it into the paint gun. What are you doing?" To you I say, pump the brakes and backspace the comments. This is a pre-reduced paint. Don't worry if you've never heard of pre-reduced paint. I didn't either. So we're going to try this out together. The color that we are spraying this Fiero is a Lamborghini color called Blue Sideris. This was not an easy color to get, as the paint code didn't come up on many paint store computers. But let perseverance prevail. After 4 months of diligent searching, I was able to get the color I wanted. I have to honestly say that I love this color so far. With tips that I got from Aaron, as well as some YouTube videos by Paint Society, I applied my first coat of paint with about 75% overlap. I waited about 15 minutes between the first coat and the second coat. After laying down the second coat, I waited about 30 minutes for the paint to fully dry. Then I lightly sanded the paint with 800 grit sandpaper to smooth out the surface and remove any dirt nibs. The parts were then wiped down with a tacky cloth and resprayed a third coat of paint. This will give a smoother or mirror glass look to the finished look. The clear coat was not pre-reduced. Mixing the clear coat was a 4:1 mixing ratio. After thoroughly stirring the two chemicals together, it was poured into a filter into the paint gun. Pouring the clear coat through the filter will catch any impurities in the cup, as well as pop some of the bubbles trapped in the liquid. Once I'm ready to go, it's off to the show. Spraying the clear coat is similar to applying the paint. I'm doing about a 75% overlap. The first coat is applied a little thin. That will get the parts tacky enough to accept the second coat. Once the first coat has been applied, I waited about 15 minutes before applying the second coat. Thankfully, no bugs were harmed in the painting process this time around. I have to admit, I am kind of impressed with myself on how well I was able to paint this car. Car painted, it's time to tear this place down. My garage has been wrapped in plastic for over 9 months. I'm sure the gossip around the neighborhood was if I was a hitman or making drugs. Neither, but let them talk. Taking down the plastic made me feel like a kid on Christmas who was waiting 9 months to unwrap his present. It was nice to have the garage to walk around in without having the annoying sound of crinkling under my feet. Alright, it is my time to shine. This is what I was paid to do, so let's finish this car. I started off by tapping the rain guards back on the car using a rubber mallet. The front bumper needs to go on before the hood and fenders, so we'll start with the front and work our way back. I installed the door panels first, so when it comes time to install the fenders and rear quarter panels, I would know where to position them so that they won't rub against the door when I open and close it. The fenders are pretty easy to install.
This is one advantage on why Fieros are such cool cars. The rear quarter panel is next. This is riveted into place, so I have to make sure it is positioned exactly where I want it because there's no adjusting it afterwards. The rocker panel goes on after the fender and quarter panels are installed. The lower part of those panels snap onto the rocker, and then the rocker is riveted into place. Alignment of these panels are important, as once they are riveted down, adjusting them isn't an easy task. Putting the rear bumper on isn't a difficult task, but it does need to be aligned properly so that the push pins that hold it into place can all fit properly in their holes. Installing the rear panel and deck lid are straightforward. The deck lid, however, better to be installed with two people, but who has time for help? As seen in the last episode, we rebuilt the taillights with the Keith Goodyear lenses. They look fantastic, and it's a shame that these are no longer available. They really make the back end of the car look brand new. And of course, you can't forget the radio antenna. Can't go cruising without the tunes.
And in honor of the blue car, for which this project is based on, I'm going to reuse its nose badge. It may not be perfect, but Big Boss Man will love it. Interior guy. He's here. Big Boss Man's here. Is the car ready? Yeah, I mean the car's good because I don't know if I mentioned it, but he's here. Big Boss Man's here. Right now. He's here. Let's do it. Open the door. It's so smooth. I love this color. Oh, the wheels just pop. Oh, guys. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, you really made this a dream come true. This is exactly what I had imagined in my mind some 2 years ago when I was wanting to start this project. This is astounding. In order to really appreciate this car, I can't do it like this. I need to transform. That is so cool. Interior guy. Transformer suit. Like, let's check. I want one of those. Stop with the transformer suit already before I transform your ass into one of my shoes. Let's get back on the car and have a great day. Big Boss Man, still got big balls, man, because you got all the cool toys. I'm jealous. Yeah, so let me go first. I guess body-wise, since that's the first thing you see, The color that was selected was a Lamborghini color called Blue Sideris, and let me tell you, it was quite a task to actually locate this color, because even though the paint code right here is easily found, paint shops that try and look this code up have a hard time finding it. But after a long bit of searching, I was actually able to find the color online, order it, and it looks beautiful. I could not have picked a better color. But likewise, for the rear car, we've got Keith Goodyear taillight lenses, which bring the car up to looking brand new. It looks amazing. We've reused the rear deck and spoiler from the blue car to pay tribute. We've got the tinted back windows, also reused from the blue car. We've reused the blue car's rear intake scoop, which is a sealed intake box on the driver's side so that you get the cool, fresh air that every engine desires, custom made by you, big boss man. On the passenger side, that scoop is actually functional as well. We've got 2 trans coolers in this car, one in the front, and then we have a second trans cooler being cooled by the second intake scoop, which is a great way to reuse that scoop. Moving forward a little bit, we've got the custom wheels that we've had laying around. We've got C5 Corvette brakes in the front. We've got C4 Corvette brakes in the rear. We've got a rear sway bar added to the car. We've also got an upgraded 1-inch front sway bar in the front. And then as I was searching through the parts library, I came across these unfinished front fenders with side scoops. And I thought that would be a great highlight to the car. Nice. To finish those scoops and to add that extra accent to the car. Oh, and one day so good. In the future, we will make those functional for the front brakes.
I love the hood scoop
Also,
too.
we have Big Boss Man's hood scoop, which improves the airflow of the radiator. It also adds downforce to the car. We've added the front nose badge. It's not perfect. It is a bit scratched up from the accident, but it is from the blue car, and it's a nice way to pay homage to your high school car. That's all I've got. Interior guy, how about you?
Thank you, body guy.
So in my case, I learned to sew.
Wow.
Interior guy. Who would have thought? So by learning this new task, I was able to completely reupholster the interior in leather, minus the seats. Those were actually done by Mr. Mike. The center console was completely redesigned. It has 2 cup holders, custom mounted window switches. It's got the performance button for the engine computer. We've got a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug. We've got 2 USB powered plugs that run all the time. We have dual heated seats, a very rare feature in a Fiero. We've got a low and a high setting, which is going to be a wonderful feature being in the northern side of the States. We've got a double DIN Pioneer radio with a 10-inch tablet. Tech guy will get into the tablet a little more, but moving on from there, we also have a custom wrapped steering wheel with a racing line on it. We also relocated the power mirror switch to the door. We've got a 9-speaker sound system in this car. We've got 6x9s in the dash, which is almost unheard of in a Fiero. We've got 6-inch speakers in the door. We've got 6.5-inch speakers behind the seats, and we've got 4x6s in the B pillar. And it all ties together with a beautiful 12-inch Pioneer subwoofer in between the seats. And this thing just rocks. Pretty much the entire interior has been redone. It is beautiful. And that pretty much wraps up the interior.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That is so nice. GPS, YouTube, Netflix, no way. Ah, that is cool. Let's take it around the neighborhood. I'm gonna do it. Before taking the car around the neighborhood, I first wanted to get the car up to temperature and make sure the radiator kicks on properly. The thermostat is set to 180 degrees. This is the first time the fan has kicked on in almost 3 years. But once the squealing stopped, it never squealed again. Right, engine's feeling good. Car's rolling all right. I do know that the wheel weights need to be repositioned because they're rubbing on the new Corvette calipers. Other than that, this feels really good. Definitely needs an alignment. So as you can see, the gauges are working exactly how they should. Analog gauges, however, some are working, some are not. But with Fieros, that's pretty normal. And it's to be expected with old cars in general, where some of the gauges just start to become inaccurate or not to work. And that's one reason why digital gauges are pretty awesome. They're accurate, they work. You get additional features that you don't typically get with analog gauges in old cars. We have instant fuel economy, total fuel economy. We've got our engine power, now that's to the crank. We've got our torque that we can measure. We've got our boost for the supercharger. All that on demand instantaneously, which is so cool. I can even do my speed in digital, or I can do it in analog. Same thing with RPMs. So having this digital gauge screen is such a good idea. I am so happy with it. It works so well. And then of course having it implement with the radio, so I can do Netflix and YouTube. I can do GPS through Google, and all that. Netflix and YouTube are basically streaming through a hotspot on my phone. That makes this basically a true modern GT car. Oh, that supercharger. Now we'll do a short demo of the sound system by having the tablet stream one of my YouTube videos. Implementing a versatile tablet system to the Fiero adds to the modernizing fun factor, and demoing it at car shows will be so much fun.
to the end of Home Shop Swap Garage, the silliest set of car videos in all of YouTube. And I just want to start off by saying thank you in particular to Aaron, my painter, because this would not have turned out as good as it did if it was not for his expertise and knowledge. So, Aaron, thank you. I think the color turned out great, and the camera really doesn't do it justice on how beautiful it really is, especially in the sunlight. But I also wanted to try and be tasteful in all the alterations and customizations I did with the car. Still keeping it Fiero, but keeping it modern and sporty, and kind of bringing what was in my mind and bringing it out to looking like something that people would want to come up and start a conversation about. And I think I've accomplished that. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think of all that I've done to the car? Do you think they were tasteful customizations, or am I a little over top? You know, with the custom hood and the leather wrapped interior, the tablet based dash, the 9-speaker sound system, it all just looks beautiful and it's going to be so much fun. And I can't wait to bring you more content with this car. But if you haven't already, please like this video, because these video series were so much work to put together, script, film, and bring to you. Share them with other people. They're supposed to be fun and funny. A different take on the car building process that you don't see on YouTube very much. And also subscribe so you can get the notifications, because I've got a lot of upcoming how-to videos as well as project videos. This one in front of you in particular. This is a Ferrari F355 Spider kit that has not been finished. I've got tons of ideas that I want to do with this car, and I can't wait to share them with you. And I want to thank you so much for all your support, all your effort in watching my videos and keeping me going. So with that, I want to say thank you so much. I think it's time to wrap up Home Shop Swap Garage. So I look forward to seeing you in the next set of videos. Take care.